but their peculiar looks are the result of their ability to adapt to this remote part of the planet.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 ugliest animals.
The strange mata-mata is carnivorous like most other turtles.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most unfortunate-looking creatures the animal world has to offer. You might find some of these cute or unique, so don't take anything personally, unless perhaps you're a mutated albino cyclops shark. What's the ugliest animal you've ever seen? Let us know in the comments. Number 20. Axolotl. We're anticipating a bit of a resistance to this pick from Minecraft fans, but hear us out. There is such a thing as ugly cute, in our opinion.
It's named after an Aztec god who escaped death by morphing into this amphibian shape.
Axolotls are in the salamander family, and they are pedomorphic, which means their development is delayed. They have eyes without lids, and their respiratory organs are fully displayed on the sides of their heads. They are heavily researched as they have amazing regenerative abilities. They can regrow limbs. So, to the reason that they're on this list.
Harnessing this healing ability for humans would be a breakthrough.
Though some may be considered somewhat adorable, that may be because of all those stuffed animals and cartoons. They're not that attractive. In fact, they're kind of creepy.
For many in Mexico City, axolotls have come to symbolize the connection between humans and the natural world.
Number 19. Giant isopod. Some of these creatures truly are the stuff of nightmares. In fact, the parasites found on dead kaiju in the film Pacific Rim could be mistaken for these things. Isopods are in the crustacean family and have segmented exoskeletons, 14 limbs on their thorax, and 10 abdominal respiratory appendages. There are around 10,000 species of isopods, and they have been around for at least 300 million years. The giant isopod can grow up to 14.2 inches, and the largest recorded has been 20 inches long. They have compound eyes with about 4,000 facets. They are scavengers found primarily in the lowest, darkest depths of the ocean where they can't hurt you. Or can they? Number 18. Dongtao chicken. Otherwise known as a dragon chicken, the Dongtao is a rare breed that was originally raised solely for royalty.
Dongtao is a rare breed, exclusive to one small village on the outskirts of Hanoi.
Honestly, these chickens look like their heads are melting and they have serious gout in their legs, as well as a dire need for a pedicure. Apparently, their meat is delicious, they make lovely pets, and lay fine yet scarce eggs, if they don't accidentally crush them with their enormous, horrifying feet. A pair of Dongtaos can set you back $2,500, so you'd better be certain you want this creepy poultry around should you choose to invest.
While the chicken's popularity is mostly still contained to Vietnam, interest around the world is growing.
Number 17. Angolan free-tailed bat. Sometimes it's a good thing that animals are nocturnal. The darkness obscures their unfortunate looks. The Angolan free-tailed bat will not win any beauty contests anytime soon. It looks like its skull is pushing out its face as though the bat knows it's not attractive and is trying to retract its face, but its body won't allow it. They are small creatures at around 4.5 inches long and have oddly wrinkled lips. They have been declared a least concern species, meaning they are abundant and in no danger of endangerment. So don't worry, there are plenty of ugly bats for everyone. Number 16. Titicaca Frog. The endangered Titicaca water frog, other than having a name that would make small children giggle, is sometimes referred to as the scrotum frog, a name that would make some adults giggle. The nickname refers to the frog's loose skin.
The loose, baggy skin of the Titicaca water frog increases its surface area.
There was an ongoing effort to reverse the decline of the species, especially after around 10,000 of them mysteriously died in 2016. They do have cute little frog faces, but the cuteness stops there. They have so much loose skin they look like they rapidly lost weight, and their stomach area looks like an open autopsy. Honestly, any living creature referred to as a scrotum can't possibly be attractive. Number 15. Elephant seal. There's something about the older species. The elephant seal has been around for between 2.5 and 5.5 million years, otherwise known as the Pliocene period.
They're colossally large, with a big bull weighing up to 5,000 pounds.
They get their name from the proboscis, or protruding appendage on the faces of the males that resembles a trunk. It has many functions, but among them it produces a mating call. It is used as a sign of dominance, along with certain postures during mating season. The only thing it dominates to the human eye is its unattractiveness. It really looks like one of those awful, raspy aliens from Star Wars, or a really creepy grandpa. Number 14. Mata Mata Turtle. Some animals just always look freshly stepped on. The South American Mata Mata turtle has a flat, triangle-shaped head, multiple facial barbels, sensory organs, on its face, and a horn-like appendage on its snout.
Its mouth is like a mailbox, even if it doesn't look like one.
The appearance is likely a camouflage aid, as its carapace resembles tree bark and its head resembles dried leaves. They eat in a suction-like motion involving the constriction of their pharynx, and their mating ritual involves the movement of their head flaps. Sexy. They kind of look constantly guilty or up to something, or like they know what you did last summer.
Its name, Mata Mata, simply means kill.
Number 13. Japanese spider crab. What do you get when you combine a spider and a crab? Nightmares. Really, this looks like a regular crab, but with impossibly long, terrifying legs. Its carapace is a mere approximate 12 inches, whereas its leg span can reach up to 12 feet, as their legs continue to grow even in adulthood.
These guys can get up to over 10 feet across.
They are not too much of a force to be reckoned with, but rely on their appearance to ward off predators. Their legs are actually not strong given their length, and they are occasionally ripped off by octopuses for snacks. It probably wouldn't be a stretch to say H.G. Wells saw one of these before he envisioned the aliens for War of the Worlds. Number 12. Fruit fly. Here's one everyone has seen, but perhaps not way up close. Fruit flies are the bane of any summertime kitchen's existence.
These flies cost farmers millions all around the world.
They breed a lot. In fact, they lay up to 500 eggs at a time and prefer moisture, such as your ripened produce or drains. If you're not careful, you're ingesting quite a bit of larvae. Yum. Aside from being the worst nuisance, up close, these things are hideous. They have large, red-faceted eyes, antennae sticking out from between their eyes, and a protruding mouth featuring labella, two separate vertical, lip-like organs. They actually share 60% of DNA with humans. So if you know anyone who looks like a fly, it's probably their Drosophila melanogaster side showing.
They're a simpler version of us.
Number 11. Albino cyclops shark. Some animals are so ugly that their existence is debated. Many thought it was a hoax when pictures of this first surfaced. Alas, it wasn't. These creatures have only been found a handful of times.
It has a rare defect called cyclopia.
In 2011, Sea of Cortez fishermen brought a dusky shark up in their nets, only to discover this thing in her womb. It's a baby shark, but not an adorable singing one. The fetus was deceased, but would likely not have survived in the wild.
Scientists say it would have been unlikely to have survived and have ruled out pollution for the abnormality.
It suffered from albinism and cyclopia, meaning it bore no pigment in its skin and had only one eye. Over time, a few others have been found, though they are extremely rare. It's a really awful sight, like a terminally ill Mike Wazowski. Number 10. Proboscis Monkey. A proboscis refers to the elongated nose of a mammal, such as an elephant's trunk. If your entire species title refers to it, then it's clear that it's the most noticeable thing on your face.
The males have by far the biggest noses of any primate.
The Proboscis monkey is a native to Asia and is one of its largest monkey species. The males have one large protrusion as a nose, which actually obscures their mouths.
And a big nose generates big interest from the ladies.
The females have smaller noses, albeit still larger than average. Their noses aid in calls, which come out as a honking sound, not surprisingly. We could make some crude comparisons to the enlarged proboscis, but we'll take the high road on this one.
The large nose resonates the warning call.
Number 9. Aye-aye. The aye-aye is a lemur native to Madagascar and is a nocturnal animal in the primate family. It's also the largest of its kind. It is, unfortunately, an endangered species.
Local legends cast it as a demon.
It grows to a length of 2 feet and has a noticeably longer middle finger used for foraging in tree trunks. But don't expect to be flipped off, as it also has an extra digit in the form of a small thumb used for grip. The Malagasy people consider them to be a bad omen and will kill them on sight. Though their faces may be a little cute, those claws really create a sinister image. They look like a horror film creature's hands wrapping around a door frame. And do they even blink?
The eye has evolved to fill the niche occupied elsewhere by woodpeckers.
Number 8. Mexican burrowing toad. These toads are named so for their behaviors. They burrow underground and only emerge for a very short 1 to 3 days of breeding. The males will emerge, inflate their bodies, and produce a mating call. Much like humans in a way, no? When we say inflate, we mean inflate. They really look like they might explode any second. And their shape before they inflate is really odd and features some orange markings reminiscent of flames on toy cars. Since they only come out to breed, we really mostly get to see them in their weird balloon forms, and it really looks like they're struggling to stay together. Number 7. Horseshoe bat. Really, the worst-looking creatures are the ones for which we struggle to find their facial features. These bats are really small, with a maximum length of 4.3 inches. Their faces are where the ugly part comes in. Horseshoe bats have nose leaves, which are protrusions on either side of their noses, the front parts of which resemble horseshoes. These serve a purpose in echolocation practices. They have really small eyes that are actually heavily obstructed by those leaves. Horseshoe bats have also been researched recently as carriers of a certain pandemic. Thanks a lot, ugly bats. Number 6. Wolf spider. Some of us think all spiders are hideous, but that list would be much too long. Wolf spiders are native to most of the world in one species or another.
Wolf spiders are one of our commonest spiders, and the only life forms that need fear them are delicious garden bugs.
Their typical body sizes range from 0.4 to 1.3 inches, excluding the legs. They have 8 eyes arranged in 3 terrifying rows and excellent vision. Anything with rows of eyes is likely to not be so handsome. 2 of the eyes are larger, making it easier to make eye contact when telling them to get out of our houses. Oh, and the females carry their egg sacs around like little horrible backpacks. When they hatch, they carry the baby spiders around on their backs, like little spider taxis. Ugh.
Come on, kids, up you get.
Number 5. Anglerfish. Have you ever seen those check out these heinous deep-sea creatures images? This is the poster boy. There are a number of different kinds, but they're really all beauty contest losers. They typically vary between 1 and 7 inches in length, but some have been known to reach up to 39 inches. They have gigantic fanged mouths, and most of the females have an organ known as an elysium protruding from their foreheads, which serves as a sort of luminescent fishing rod in the dark depths of the ocean.
The light is a lure, wielded by our champion of the weird.
It's a really good thing the worst-looking anglerfish live way out of sight. They really are just grotesque. Number 4. Star-nosed mole. As previously mentioned, if you can't make out the facial features, the result is not good. These moles get their names from, well, it's kind of obvious.
Its hairless nose is ringed by 22 elegant fleshy tentacles.
Their creepy noses are adorned with 25,000 Eimer's organs, which are its only sensory organs. They are used to move around, as the moles are blind. They inhabit moist areas in North America and eat very small prey.
They are almost blind, so they navigate their world using their extraordinary nose.
They are excellent hunters and are sometimes considered to be the fastest eaters in the mammal world. Sure, all of this is fascinating, but look at these things. They look like their faces cartoonishly exploded and the fleshy bits just stayed hanging.
If you ever thought your nose was too big, just remember... Stop that.
Number 3. Lophius, aka monkfish. These are in the same family as the aforementioned anglerfish. Where deep-sea anglerfish are scarcely seen, monkfish are a lot more frequently sighted as they dwell in shallow waters. However, they are also of the ugly variety. Monkfish have enormous heads, which are the most prominent part of their bodies. The width of their mouths extends all around their heads, and they bear a multitude of pointy, sharp teeth. Their ventral and pectoral fins are so strong that they permit monkfish to walk along the ocean floor, which definitely proves that they are really creepy. They look like sentient old cast-iron pans with sinister faces. Number 2. Naked mole rat. The naked mole rat looks like nature made a mistake.
They spend their entire lives in virtually complete darkness.
They are, however, a great source for research given their resistance to cancer, capacity for oxygen deprivation, and lack of pain receptors. They're quite small, the lengthiest being around 4 inches. They have tiny eyes, poor vision, 4 sharp teeth used for digging, and a nearly complete lack of hair.
The more senior members of the colony take the high road, while the juniors wriggle through underneath.
Obviously, the lack of hair is the likely culprit that really makes these creatures hideous. They look like a removed section of human intestines or a girthy tapeworm. Replace rat infestation with naked mole rat infestation, and it's suddenly a horror movie.
When it comes to food, everyone is equal.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into settings and switch on your notifications. Number 1. Blobfish. This fish actually looks upset that it's so unfortunate in the looks department. It knows. Actually, the swollen, gelatinous look of these melancholy-looking sea creatures stems from human intervention.
Because of its interesting blob-like appearance, has been voted the ugliest animal on Earth.
When the fish are taken from their natural deep-sea environment, the decompression affects their outer layers, resulting in the melted, bloated look. However, somewhat going along with their looks, they are actually physiologically lazy. They lack any muscle, float rather than swim, and basically eat whatever happens to pass in front of their mouths near the ocean floor. That's the dream, isn't it? Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.